Welcome back to another Handy Bros Insider. If you've been following along recently, you know that we've started to dive into something that we call chisel. Recently, we've been going through the pod-specific area of chisel. Last month, we talked about how the pod was first conceived. Today, and into the future, we're going to dive into the evolution of the pod, how we got from that first concept to where we are today. The first concept had a base that was made out of steel that could be forked in and out of the vehicles. We made it out of metal because we thought it would stay that same size. Turned out it did actually change over time because in the beginning we had allotted a pull-out ramp into the first portion of the van. That was later eliminated because, well, it was useless.
So you could go to an outdoor unit with this cart and you would not have to leave the outdoor unit. Everything was on the cart. It was to improve efficiency. But the only problem was it was super big and clunky. So in that video, I was taking it down the ramp to go to the outdoor and start working, and the torches flipped off, and then I almost broke my ankle. It was a little bit of a mess.
Honestly, loading out the side door was the hardest hurdle to come over. The ramp was cool, the refrigeration cart was cool. We hope one day to bring that back.
The first version, made out of steel with wood inventory packed out on top, we'll say, moved then to all wood and changed the layout many times because, again, wood is much easier to work with, right?
It was a game changer. You weren't trying to stuff things through the side door anymore. Everything was there. You never had to jump up in the truck to get things or climb the ramp and hit your head. You open the side door, all your packouts are there. You just pull them off, and then coming off the back with all the equipment was way better for our bodies and efficiency. Just, we had a little step, you step up in the back. You're not moving all over the truck. Everything's in one spot where you need to be.
Once we built multiple pods, then we were getting quite a bit of feedback because say we had 3 crews per day using this system, you're learning very quickly what's going on. So how it would work is we'd send a crew out, they would use it, they would come back, they would give us their feedback. That same crew the next day would then modify that wood pod to make the changes required. That's what created buy-in, was allowing them to take it, use it, fix it, because then they owned it. After being in circulation for a while, they started to crack and fail because there was so much weight and it was kind of all on the tongue. Stuff was starting to splinter, and we tried to strengthen it with some steel, and we just knew that for weight, for longevity, for all the rest, we knew that we had to go to some sort of steel or aluminum version.
The consistency is the best thing. You're not worried about them snapping, and much lighter, much easier on the forklifts, and they just look 10 times better too.
The first 2 aluminum pods had closing doors on their parts tower. Cool idea in theory. It was cool the first day it worked, or whatever, but moving parts, it was jamming up. We left it open once and it was like this. As we pulled it out of the truck, it just caught and snapped right off of one pod. We just scrapped the idea. The packouts all sit on the shelf, right? And then the shelf has just a kick up like this, so then the packouts right here and it just stops.
If you have 12 of these pods lined up, you need to know which one's going in which van. There might be 10 3-piece systems going out the same day, all look the same from face on. Though they have, the customer's name there on a paper, you still want to know, okay, number 28 goes into so-and-so's van, because we're prepping ahead of time all the time, right? So it's just organization, really. There's always branding on every pod, and well, really on everything, because to me, that's always important. It goes back to if you were playing on any major sports team, there's branding on everything. The towels, the bottles, the carpet, the lockers, everything, right? And so much like that, we want to be branded everywhere so that if you're on our team, you know who you're playing for, and if you aren't, well, you know who you're playing against.